Good morning, everybody. Yes, I'm recording this one in the morning. I even got my morning coffee. This is going to be the outside looking in for this week's Hot 10 list for comicbookinvest.com. These are the books that didn't quite make it. Usually this list is covered by the boys on Saturday Night Special, but SNS is not airing tonight because a few of the guys needed the night off. But there will still be a special presentation coming tonight. So make sure you come back at 9 p.m. later on the channel and see Saturday Night Sticks, as Sticks has a couple of friends coming by and he's going to do a nice little show for you guys. But I didn't want to burden him with having to run through this list, so I figured I'd sit down, record this a little bit separately, and just give you a quick little rundown of the few books that didn't quite make it onto the CBSI Hot 10 list. And with that said, please make sure you're checking out all the stuff here on the channel. Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the alert button so you don't miss anything. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing this channel as we are ever so close to hitting 3K. So once we do, we will start working on our giveaways. Don't know if we're going to make it before or after Thanksgiving, but we'll get there. And yeah, 2024 is looking to be a fun year for the channel. So with that all said, don't want to belabor the point any longer. Going to get right into the list, so just hang on for a few seconds after this little quick intro, and I will be right back. All right, so as I mentioned, this is normally on Saturday Night Special, but with no SNS tonight, I'm doing this list on my own. With that said, let's see what nearly made it onto the CBSI Hot 10 list. All right, our first book is this pretty gorgeous art germ. This is a 1 in 100 variant for that What If Dark Tomb of Dracula #1, a 1 in 100 incentive. Man, that's a lot to say there. I don't know why they need to just keep going with these what if books. They just need to tighten it up and just call it what if and then number it continuously. Stop doing all these one shots. It's kind of annoying and makes it hard to go and track down later. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was a series continuing, like it's easy. All right, I need number 27. But this, it's just annoying, personally. That all said, that has nothing to do with why this book didn't make the list. The reason why this book didn't make the list is because, well, there's only 2 sales that I could find this past week. So even with average sales of $130, which is a little bit over ratio, it just didn't seem like enough to qualify it to make it onto the actual Hot 10 list. I mean, it's only slightly above ratio. Only 2 sales ain't a lot. Yes, there are copies listed, but if it's not listed, it's not selling. So if it's not selling, I can't call it hot, or at least I don't feel comfortable calling it hot. So that's why this one didn't make the list. Maybe it makes it next week. Maybe we get a little bit of volume coming up after the fact. It's happened before. Don't know if that'll be the case here, but I don't know. I think it's also a problem with too many 1 in 100s. Marvel has been, just shipping out so many 1 in 100s. I mean, people's wallets just can't stretch that far. Yes, these are gorgeous covers, but you give me a trade dress version that I can get for $4 or $5, I'm just going to buy that. And that's what I did. So I think a lot more people are starting to do that because as nice as this is to get virgin art on, this beautiful piece, it's just, the wallet just can't bear it. The wallet just can't bear all these books. So I don't know. We'll see how this goes going forward. But Marvel just keeps giving us these 1 in 100s. I think they need to dial it back. Get it back to 25s. Give us more 25s and even 50s. Just 100. It's tough. It's tough to go spending ratio and above on a new book. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to be throwing out $100 plus on a brand new release every week. Just can't do it. But Marvel thinks you can. And not only that, they think you can do it more than once because we also have this Thanos 1 in 100 virgin cover, which again, it's a nice piece of art. There is also a trade dress, which is what I bought because I can't be shelling out these kinds of dollars. Kendrick Lim here, Kunkka, did a pretty cool Thanos. So, yeah. Once again, not enough volume to make the list, though. Just like the last one, this one only had 2 sales this week. One of them was a pre-sale for $175, and then the only one I think that was sold after release was $125, which, again, it's not bad. It's still a premium, but still only 2 sales. And even with that, it's just not enough, I don't think. I just don't think it's enough to qualify it this week. So, once again, we'll see what happens in the weeks ahead. But for now, this one is also on the outside looking in. I do have another variant. I know you guys don't like seeing all these variants on the list, and look, a lot of them aren't making the list because there's just not enough sales to support it. So they might find themselves on a watch list that I'm looking ahead, and they might find themselves here on the outside looking in. And another book that has that is this Icon versus Hardware #5. Now, this one is only a 1 in 25, which makes it seem like it's a little bit easier to attain, but not many people are ordering copies of this book as they are a Thanos #1 or even a What If, Tomb of Dracula. It's just not. It just doesn't have the, I guess, the audience, or the shops just aren't ordering enough copies because I'm having a tough time seeing this book. This entire series has had these pretty cool homage covers to classic DC books. I mean, this is obviously, Action 1, but the whole series has had pretty cool homage covers, and the whole series has also been pretty tough to find, and the copies that do sell have been selling for a premium. Yes, this 1 in 25 did sell for $60 this week, but only one sold. Can't have one sale and say, man, this book's hot. It's one sale. Once again, asking prices out there. There's less than half a dozen. So there's maybe 4 or 5 copies listed right now, and they're all looking for like $100. But asking $100 doesn't mean this book is $100. I mean, all intents and purposes, we could say this book is $60, but even that's a little dicey because there was only one sale. That could be an outlier. So with that, as cool as this is and as tough as this might be to find, it just doesn't have the volume to support it. So, but it's still worth noting because over double ratio is still an impressive sale for a variant like this. So that's why it's on this list, and that's why we're looking at it, but it's just not enough to make the main list. Outside of that, it's not just variants here, and it's not just low volume variants here. I do have some other books that had some volume, but the prices didn't support making the list. First one up is a book that was actually on the list last week, and that was Star Wars Hyperspace Stories #10. This is actually a B cover, but it's both covers still in that same kind of realm. Both of them are selling. I just wanted to show you the B cover this time out because, well, it's something different because we did have this book on the main list last week. Because it was a new release, it was selling a few times over cover, or I don't want to say a few times, a lot of times over cover, but still plenty of cover price sales were snuck in last week. This week, there were still some cover price sales in there, still some, sales hitting $15, but there are a lot of copies not only listed and selling, because again, we had another 30 plus sales, but there are like lots of these listed. Like if you go out there searching, people are selling lots of 10, lots of 5 of these different covers. So don't go thinking this is a tough to find book. And I know first Bad Batch, full in story, etc., etc. Yeah, that's kind of cool and all, but it is kind of cut off at the knees a little bit because they were on a cover before this. Yes, only a cover appearance, not the guts of the book. So you can argue it's not really a first appearance either. It's just the fact that that's out there muddies the waters, I think, on a book like this. But I still would want this. I still bought this for myself because, well, I'm a Star Wars fan and a Star Wars collector, so I got this to read. But just be aware that, yes, copies are selling. Some copies are selling above cover. Other copies are still selling for cover because even some of the big retailers, my comic shop seems to be putting more copies out for cover price, and then they sell immediately. But just be, just know that. I mean, if you want it, just don't overpay. That's all. I'm just warning you. Don't get FOMO. Don't overpay because, yes, maybe this does go up over time. It's just for this week, following up on last week, price is kind of maintained a little bit. Volume is down a little bit less. And with those lots out there, it just kind of undercut the idea of this being a hot book still. But people are still looking for it. Nearly made the list, but didn't quite make it. Lastly, I only got one more book, so this is going to be a quick video. I mean, there's not a lot of books here to talk about, but we do have one more that almost made it. New release this week, The Marvels came out into theaters. I know, everybody's saying the MCU is dead. The movie is crap. They don't want to go see it. It's going to be the lowest grossing Marvel movie ever. That might be the case. I don't know. I didn't go see it. I still want to go see it. I probably will go see it with my family this weekend because I want to see it. It looks like it could be a fun movie. It's only like 90 minutes long, so I'm in. But, I've heard plenty of people have enjoyed it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think a lot of people have just been against this whole series, and even Brie Larson is the character from the very start. And, I mean, that's a shame. But we'll see how that all plays out. Bottom line is, the movie started to move a few books, which was kind of surprising. I mean, the Silver Surfer Darben, I had to consider that, but it's still kind of a dollar bin book. You can go and sneak out there, and copies of that are only selling like $5 to $6. But here, Monica Rambeau's first appearance in Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 16. This is moving again, thanks to the Marvels. About 20 sales this week, which was kind of impressive. Almost impressive enough to put it on the main list, except when I started comparing week-to-week sales, prices are actually down a little bit. Like, condition sensitive here. I mean, obviously, higher grade's going to earn you a higher price, but I mean, a lot of the copies that were selling this past week were only hitting like 20, $25, and the week before they were a little bit more. I mean, I don't know if, again, it's copy to copy, but it just didn't feel like enough of even the price maintaining for me to put it on the main list. So it seems like copies are moving. People want this, but I think also people might just be cashing out. They might be saying, okay, well, movie's out. This is it. Nobody cares. Let's get rid of our Spectrum Photon Captain Marvel books. So we'll just take whatever we can get. I don't know if that's the case. Maybe that's what it is. They're having a fire sale because this is they feel like this is their last opportunity to get rid of this book. Could be. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the weeks ahead. But this book did have a decent amount of volume with those 20+ sales the past week. So people were at least looking for the book. So that says something too. But with that, that's it. That's all I got for you. Those are the books that almost made the list. Yeah, I mean, sure, there was others I considered too, but I'm trying to keep this list short, keep it tight. It's just an added little extra here. Make sure you go and check out the article over on comicbookinvest.com. And yeah, next week, this will probably be back on SNS. So enjoy and make sure you check out all of the content here on the channel. I'd just like to thank you all for stopping by and checking this out, bearing with us here as we move forward with more content coming your way. And with that all said, I guess I will see you guys later. All right.